Colonel Charlie, the younger son, and the elder son, and the management of the police, both national and in the province, especially to Lincoln, who has been commanding these forces, including the men that we have lost just here. We had a bad time since about 3 o'clock yesterday. That has taken us to wake up this morning and come here in Western Cape. Wednesday one was here trying to work on the matters of this growing criminality which seems to be organized. And when you talk about those things and winning those battles, you talk about the Colonel Charlie that we have lost. I'm not going to say much, but it's clear that we have lost a good man. It's not every day where you find the media saying this was the best of the best. I have read the article saying so. Usually police are forever lambasted, are forever ugly, are forever doing things that nobody appreciates. But for him to say we have lost the best of the best, that tells you what kind of a man we have lost. We have been following the story. I was briefed this morning. The issues as the leadership of the South African Police Service, both the management and the ministry political wing. Yesterday I did speak to the president about the matter here, that issues are serious. Moving from here, I'll go back to the president himself and the national commissioner. I must say, unfortunately, at the present moment, there are more questions than answers, even from ourselves as the South African police. So I would not want them to speculate. I know you'll ask questions. I don't want to speculate about matters. Hence, next 24 hours, I'll sit down with the national commissioner to say, go down there and find out exactly what are the facts. But as it stands at the face value, it does look like we have failed the Colonel as the police ourselves. We could have done things better, and we believe that if those things were followed, there are things that were supposed to be done that were not done. There are things that were supposed not have been done which have been done. And then we need to correct that. But to have those facts, we will need some form of investigation led by the National Commissioner. But if it needs be, there will be no problem going beyond saying to the President, give us the extra capacity, Mr. President, to find out what has happened that has led to the loss of one of the top of the crop. One of the best investigators that we have had, one of the best detectives in the country, especially is number 1 in this province, and I think was number 3 in the whole country. So that tells you that we are dealing not just an ordinary human being, but an extra human being. So on that score, I would like to end there. We have spoken to the family. We have raised the issues with the family that will try to work things going forward. She has raised a very strong point to say they don't expect the husband and the father to be statistic, to say they want to know what happened. That's what we're going to work on it, to what happened, both internally and out there. So we will be putting an extra effort that those answers are found. As I've said, at the present moment, there are more questions than answers, and we need to answer those questions. Thanks so very much.
Thank you very much, Minister, and I do believe there are more questions on the floor here. We'll take some questions. Let's take the first round of 3 questions. You know the drill. Identify yourself, please. Go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon, Minister. Vanessa Puna from the SABC. Minister, I know you're saying that there will be investigation and that there are more questions than answers at this point. But given Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear's profile, there were threats on his life before. Police protection for him was withdrawn, Minister. Now, I know that you say the probe will be ongoing, but surely if someone that you described in such flowery terms just now has been killed brutally outside his home, surely there must be some accountability. Those that have given the orders, surely they must account for the decisions made.
Is exactly what I'm saying. That one has listened and has raised more questions than answers. That is one of them. The man has been under threat all the time, all the life, starting from the time when people were moving with hand grenades around here. There was the protection. The protection was withdrawn. So those are the things that need to be investigated. Why there was a protection? Why the protection was withdrawn? What informed that and all that? So for now, I said at the face value, I'm standing here and conceding that indeed things were not done the way they were supposed to do. Let's get the facts, because it should not be just a story after that. Some heads will have to roll as we find what really happened.
All right, Minister, thank you. Ati
Mtlana from Newsroom Africa. One question, Minister. Is the family going to receive protection from the police?
Well, the management is here. The Western Cape management and all that. The Deputy National Commissioner Mfazi is here. The head of Hawks is here. The question you raise, we'll have to move on that one very quick, and we realize if it needs to be, we'll have to do it. If exactly, especially going towards the days that the family is under threat in preparations of the funeral and all that. But if it needs to go beyond that, that's the thing that we need to have the response on it in next 24 hours.
All right, Minister, over here.
Minister Kevin from Eyewitness News. Manpower, staffing always cited as an issue when it comes to these investigations in the past as well. Are you doing anything to address manpower challenges in the Western Cape?
I don't know why Western Cape is always singled, including you journalists. You know, Western Cape is one area where we've put a lot of resources as the South African police. You remember that we put what was called here Operation Thunder, where we pulled police from different areas of South Africa, the cars and all that, which was not adequate. And then we created the anti-gang unit that was launched by the president around here. This is one of the best crop of that. Last year, financial year, in the Republic of South Africa, we trained 5,000 new police. 1,200 of them, 1,120 of them, they came from Western Cape and they came here. The rest of the country, they shared 4,000. So it's a question of, I don't know why, you'll ask the skewed question as if police in the rest of the country should be less than the police in the Western Cape. For us, up to this point, we believe that we are adequate. What we just need to do is to work together, coordinate, cooperate better between the province, the national, and the city. That's what we're trying to do. Hence, we were here last week trying to harness all our resources, which will give us better results.
All right, Minister, there's ENCA over there.
Lindsay Denking at ENCA. Minister, you were just here on Wednesday with Colonel Kinnear looking at the underworld operations in the city. What exactly is going to be done about this?
There'll be no turning back. I said to the family, and I repeat, the best honor we can give to Colonel Charl is that his commitment, the guy has been committed. His commitment is pursued, and we deal with reduction if it needs to be, which I guess it's so eradication of crime, let it be. So there'll be absolutely no turning back. There'll be no reversal on this one. We'll continue. I don't want now to sit here or stand here and say what next we'll do. But we'll have to work hard at dealing with the underworld here, the organized crime. One thing that we have realized that we'll have to put in order, hence the head of Hawks and everybody's here. We need to work much better we need to work much better as a cluster here. There has been a complaint from the police that sometimes prosecution takes too long. Sometimes people, they get easy paid and all that. Fortunately, the cluster now is working much better to say, let's allow everybody to do his or her bit in dealing with the crime, including the organized crime in Western Cape.
All right, let's take the last round, colleague.
I just have a question, Minister Vanessa, again from the SABC. I've asked you this question before, Minister. I mean, later on, you're also scheduled to visit another family in mourning today, that of Sergeant Tabile Mapona, who was also shot and killed while he was in his vehicle. Yet another policeman killed. And I've asked you before, Minister, the issue of the proliferation of firearms. These police members, your police members, are being killed by illegal guns on the street. Inroads to that, because clearly these guns are still in circulation. These police officers are still being killed.
You know, these illegal firearms, I think, is one area that, as a South African government, we're trying. For instance, you know that there is an amendment of the firearms bill that is there. There is an amnesty where we're trying to get these guns back. But there are operations where we try to raid and find these illegal firearms. No doubt that they pose a lot of danger to the broader society, including the members of the South African police, these illegal firearms. There's one thing that together we'll have to work on it and make sure that the guns that are legal do not fall in the hands of criminals and turn them to be illegal, including the police and the government structures firearms. The gun used in Khayelitsha is an R5. R5, we all know that there's a gun for police. So how it reaches the criminals and all that is one thing that we want to work on. But there is an investigation going on there. I'm fine with the investigation. I'll go and see the family. I'm fine with the investigation. I'm sure in the shortest possible time we will be able to pick up some people there.
All right, Minister, there's 2 more hands, but I'll start with you, sir.
Minister Vincent Krewag and Daily Maverick. Member worked with Kinnear on this case, based in Joburg. He received similar threats. How are you going to address that?
Not only him, the head has received the threats, Lincoln. How I'm going to address that is when I'm out of the media. I can't address that here in front of you. Okay.
Right.
That leads to my follow-up question, Minister. Does it mean that you're going to look at the protection of other investigating officers and high-ranking police officers, considering that protection here was withdrawn? Are you going to look at protecting other officers?
If it needs be, let it be. There are areas where the senior investigators have been protected. Now remember that in KZN you all know that there is that special team that deals with the political killings. And there were members of the investigating team that have been protected. That's what we need to do quick, including what the National Commissioner together with his team will have to look at.
All right.
Just one more final question from the Minister. The National Commissioner has activated the 72-hour plan. Can you give us an update as yet? I mean, since yesterday, it's almost 24 hours later. Any arrest, anybody being taken into questioning, people that could be of interest in this matter?
Let them not be warned so that they don't run. But 72 hours, we're still a little bit away from 72 hours. Wait for 72 hours. We believe that we're within the 72 hours, and we believe that we'll have an answer within 72 hours.
All right, colleagues, you know that we're going to Sergeant Tabile Mapoma after this. You are more than welcome to join us in Khayelitsha.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, colleagues.
Benny comes from that. No, didn't start there.
You started at 7 stars.
Yeah, that's what it says. Madam, anything that you suspect is not going to be.